We moved in as strangers. Shared rent, shared Wi-Fi, shared awkward hellos in the kitchen. Nothing more. She was taken. I was taken. We both made that clear. Over time, the apartment felt less like a space we split, and more like a place we survived together. Late nights on the couch turned into unfiltered conversations. We started knowing each other's moods without asking. Her laugh became a sound I looked forward to. It didn't feel dangerous at first. It felt human. Two people getting through life side by side. But loneliness has a way of dressing up as friendship. I stopped talking to my partner as much. She stopped mentioning hers. We didn't call it distance. We called it life getting busy. One night, the power went out. No lights, no distractions. We sat there with candles, wine, and a silence that didn't feel empty. Her eyes lingered a little longer than they should have. Mine did too. It felt like something was asking to be said. And neither of us wanted to say it. Then she touched my hand. It was small. It was everything. We told ourselves it was just a moment. But the moment didn't stop. We kissed like we'd been holding our breath for months. The next morning, the apartment felt colder. We didn't eat breakfast together. We didn't joke about rent. We didn't know what to call each other anymore. She went back to her boyfriend. I went back to my girlfriend. But back didn't feel the same. It wasn't just the guilt. It was knowing we had stepped into a version of ourselves we couldn't unsee. We still lived together for 3 more months. Every conversation felt like it was happening on thin ice. We avoided eye contact but noticed everything. When she finally moved out, we didn't hug goodbye. We didn't say, let's keep in touch. We just left it there. Some nights, I still think about it. Not the kiss. Not the touch. But the way it started. So quietly. So harmless. Until it wasn't. Blurred boundaries don't usually announce themselves. They creep in quietly. Disguised as harmless moments. Disguised as a joke. A late-night conversation. A shared meal when no one else is around. It feels safe, because nothing has crossed the line, yet. But the truth is, the line is already moving. Loneliness has a strange way of dressing up as closeness. It doesn't tell you it's hungry for attention. It just shows up in your life. Smiling like a friend. Sitting next to you on the couch. It offers comfort in ways your heart has been craving. And you start thinking, what's the harm in this? It never feels like danger at first. Danger wears a mask called normal. It looks like someone asking how your day went. It looks like them remembering your favorite coffee order. It's in the small details. The ones your partner used to notice, but stopped noticing. And you tell yourself, it's fine. This is just someone being kind. But kindness can become a doorway. One that doesn't slam shut when it should. And the more you walk through it, the more you forget where you came from. Guilt doesn't always crash into you in one big wave. Sometimes it's soft. Almost invisible. It shows up in the hesitation before you reply to a text from your partner. It shows up in the way you hide a laugh from someone else. It's the subtle rewriting of your intentions. A quiet shift from "we're just friends" to "I can't wait to see them again." We convince ourselves we're not doing anything wrong. We label it connection instead of temptation. We call it comfort instead of escape. We pretend it's harmless because admitting the truth would mean facing what's really missing in our lives. The line between comfort and temptation is fragile. Sometimes it's one glance too long. Sometimes it's one story shared a little too intimately. And you don't realize how close you are to crossing it. Until the ground under you feels different. When that one night happens, it's never just about the physical moment. It's about everything that came before it. The months of conversations. the laughter in the kitchen. The subtle dependence you both built without noticing. That night is only the spark. But the fire was waiting long before. After it happens, you tell yourself you can go back. You tell yourself you can act normal. You try to bury it. But burying something alive never works. It moves. It breathes. It finds its way into your thoughts at the most inconvenient times. And here's the truth. Healing from this kind of betrayal isn't just about resisting temptation in the future. It's about learning why the temptation had space to grow in the first place. It's about asking yourself why you stayed in a situation where someone else could fill needs your partner should have been meeting. It's about admitting that maybe you stopped showing up too. We like to think infidelity is a single act. But in reality, it's a series of tiny permissions. A long chain of moments we let slide. And by the time we realize it, the chain is wrapped around us. Some people escape it. They cut ties. They rebuild. Others stay tangled in it, living in that quiet ache of what they can't undo. The transformation comes when you face the quiet truths. When you stop saying, "It just happened," and start saying, "I let it happen." When you look at your reflection and admit that the version of you who crossed that line did it because something in you was already breaking. That's when you begin to reclaim yourself. Not by erasing the mistake. You can't. But by learning from the silence that led you there. By PR.